So guys, my phone was just taken from me. I was attacked coming out of the nightclub and somebody took my phone. This is what happened.
Seu pai é um frouxo, igual você, desgraçado.
So first, let me say this. If you're coming to Belo Horizonte, I hope it's not for the nightlife, because you're just not going to be satisfied here, especially if you've been to Sao Paulo or Rio de Janeiro. Both cities offer so much more than Belo Horizonte. Belo Horizonte is a great family escape. It's a quiet city. There's not much going on here. The food scene is good, and there's a park that I visited and a few other things that you can get into. However, if partying is your thing, I would not recommend that you come to Belo Horizonte. It's only an hour flight away from Rio, and if you have the extra time and you want to see something different, go to Florianopolis or go to any other place, but I do not recommend Belo Horizonte, especially if you're coming for the partying. Let me say that. So my friend and I arrived in the city of Belo Horizonte. And guys, if you haven't checked out that video yet, I had a terrible experience on my first day in that Airbnb. But I have to say the apartment itself was nice, but it was a terrible experience. I got locked out. So I don't want to repeat the whole story, but basically check out that video. It's the first one I dropped out in Belo Horizonte. So I should also say, I've been coming to Brazil for many years now, and I come several times a year. But what ends up happening when you go to the same places, you want to visit something new, right? You want to experience the country itself and not just repeat the same experiences. So I decided, just like that in a whim, to fly to Belo Horizonte. So I've been to Sao Paulo a few times, I've been to Rio a few times, I went to Florianopolis, and Belo Horizonte is a city that is really close to Rio. It's about an hour, and I basically wanted to experience a new city because I really love Brazil. But it's very different pace. One thing I must mention between Rio de Janeiro and Sao Paulo is no matter when you go out, there's always a party. It doesn't matter if it's Monday or Tuesday, anytime you step outside, there's something going on. Copacabana, I don't need to tell you guys, it's one of the most, if not the most popular beach in the world. So there's always something going on the beach. If you want to, get into that, or you can go to some kind of pub or restaurant. There's so many people. There's a lot of traffic. There's a lot of everything happening. It's the same thing in Sao Paulo, but on a larger scale. What's unique with Belo Horizonte is that it's not like that. You have the impression that it's mostly families here, and the party animals are basically missing. So again, if you are into partying and you just want non-stop action, then Belo Horizonte is not for you. But if you want to have a little quiet time and kind of take a break from Rio de Janeiro in particular, I would say fly to Belo Horizonte. It's very affordable. There's a lot of Airbnbs, there's a lot of hotels, and the prices are really good. So you can definitely save a lot of money by visiting this city here. The flip side of that though is that, it can feel at times a little bit boring. And I spoke to a few people, including one guy that was in my building, and he told me that, yeah, he doesn't even know why I came because it's so boring. And, I'm glad I came here. I'm glad that I saw the city. I went around everywhere. We took a bike ride, and, I saw as much as I could anyway. I didn't see everything, but most of it. So when it comes to nightlife, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, there's nothing going on. You can find a bar to go to, and it would just be like people sitting down, having a drink or so. You don't get that, pulse. You don't get the ambiance, that Brazil is known for. You don't get that here, especially not during the week. During the weekend, things change. Starting Friday night, guys, hey, the bars are opening. You got Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Some pubs are open on Sunday. So the one I'm going to talk to you about is the one that I went to. So this pub, the Night Market Rooftop, is open on Friday, Saturdays, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday, the time is from 10 to 5. And on Sunday, they basically open from 3 to midnight. All right. So 10 o'clock, Friday and Saturday, if you go there exactly at 10, you know how it goes out here. Most of you know, at least you will be the only one in there. So it really starts going at like midnight, 1 in the morning. That's when people really start coming. And it's a beautiful, it's actually a rooftop, and they have bars in the corner, and like the huge area in the middle is the dance floor. And man, I tell you, the first thing that struck me when I got there, especially flying from Rio, is how non-diverse it was. You know, it's a very, I would say it reminded me of a small town country party. So you have mostly, you know, Caucasians, you know, I didn't see any Asians or blacks. So I would say for diversity, which is something that Brazil is known for, you don't feel that in Belo Horizonte. The crowd is also not super young, but not like grown and sexy either. So you have, I would say, people between 21 years old to, you know, up from there, you know, from 21 up. That's basically what I could see. And the bulk of the people are in their 20s, all right? And they play that Brazilian funk, you know, that's what's basically happening.
Most tourists don't come here, but this is all right. It's all right.
So when we arrived, you know, I was mesmerized by the view of the city. I mean, the corner, you can see Belo Horizonte just like in the bottom, and it's a very large and open city, you know, so that's basically the view that I had from there. That was just fascinating, you know. And at first, I didn't know what to do because, again, the language barrier here, thank God my friend Paolo, shout out to Paolo, is here and he can help me out, you know, communicating, because otherwise I wouldn't even know what to do. I would have been like completely stuck. So when we arrived, guys, I was just like, wow, you know, what a beautiful view. Let's have some drinks. So that's what we did. You know, we're having some drinks, and I was just basically on my own, just like walking around recording. So just to give you guys an idea what the party scene is like, you know, at this rooftop nightclub. And there's a lot of beautiful people. People really get down and dirty. They started playing at some point a little bit of American hip hop. And if you never partied in Brazil before, man, you might be a little bit shocked by how many people are actually kissing here, you know? They kiss and kiss, and it's not necessarily people who know each other. There's something about Brazilian kisses, man. It's just like, wow, you know, people kiss and kiss and kiss. It's crazy. So there was a lot of that happening, and I met this guy. He was like a, you know, a little shorter white guy, you know, who came to me, and he was just so excited to talk to me. It's almost like, I mean, I was the only black person that I identified, except the security at the pub. I was the only black person there. So he seemed very excited to talk to me. It's like I'm like some kind of celebrity or something. It was kind of strange. And he invited me to sit down with his friends. So that's what we did. And I realized very quickly that he was actually messing with all the girls that were at the table. So there was like 3 or 4 of them, and he kept like switching and kissing all of them. And his guy's friends were just looking. So he seemed like he was like the leader of the group. And we took a few pictures together. You know, we were laughing and joking and just, you know, just having a good time, enjoying the evening. So I was balancing talking to them and at the same time, you know, filming, you know, the party that was basically going on. So that was a, you know, very interesting moment, and I'm glad that I was able to be part of that circle, because when people saw me with them, they were more likely to open themselves up and actually come and talk to me. Unfortunately, I don't speak Portuguese, so, you know, I couldn't really engage in too many conversations. So the party scene is nice. You know, it was very open. Everybody seems to have money there. It doesn't seem to have like, quote unquote, like people that look like they will rob you, or, you know, I felt very comfortable there despite being a minority. You know, it was really a good time. You know, and I loved the music, and the bartenders, they were so busy, man. You know, a lot of drinks, and they were moving pretty fast. So I recommend that place. So you guys can see a little bit of, you know, some of the moments here.
Show me your soul, baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul, honey, it's way past time. How explicit do I have to be? Need I spell it out before you get it, baby? Show me your soul, and honey, I'll show you mine. I'll show you mine. Boy, I'm standing right here holding up a sign. Shame down. If you don't take notice and come around, if you walk right past me one more time like you don't see what's yours for the taking tonight. Whoa, show me your soul, baby, I'll show you mine. Show me your soul. It is way, 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 way past time.
It was, you know, a good time, you know, and like I said, I really liked the energy, and it was something different than what I'm accustomed to in Sao Paulo, where I normally have gone to Vitrini. Vitrini is a 2-level bar and, you know, just a traditional nightclub. You know, you're indoor, you don't have much access to views or anything like that. And then the same thing applies to Rio, where most of the time you are indoors. I actually never been to a pub in Rio or Sao Paulo that had outdoor views like that. So, you know, the being outside, especially right now, is very, very hot. You know, being outside and being able to, you know, just breathe because people are smoking and stuff, and just enjoy the party. That was good, you know. So like I said, for the setting, it was nice, and it wasn't too dark and it wasn't too bright. You know how some clubs be like super dark? That was not the case at all. So everything when it comes to the setup is super nice, and I hope you guys enjoy some of the scenes that I showed you here with people just mingling. You know, there's a lot of people dancing and stuff. It was a great time. Where things took a turn when we started walking outside. All right, so when we started walking outside, I was kind of like, I personally didn't feel like I had enough footage to make a video. I was tempted to just release shorts, right, and show you guys, you know, some of the moments through my shorts, you know, because I try to release as much shorts as I can, because, you know, YouTube is pushing a lot of those right now. But things took a turn when we stepped outside. Walking out at this amazing club. Hey, did you give him back the card?
Yeah.
Oh, he got the cards. All right.
Crazy night of partying, drinking. This is a place that's often ignored by tourists because everybody stops in Rio. You got the beach, you got the mountain, you got everything. But as an explorer, I wanted to bring you guys content from a place that people just ignore. They don't even think about it. Here in Belo Horizonte with my boy, Paolo. Hope you enjoyed this party.
It's a place where tourists, they don't come here.
They don't come here.
Yeah.
They just don't know.
They don't know that this place exists.
That's right. So I just want to show you something different. You've seen Rio, you've seen Sao Paulo. Let's go into Brazil. Like, it's such a big country with so many places.
The guy that invited me to his group was getting into a huge verbal argument with his girlfriend. And I couldn't, again, I don't speak Portuguese, so I couldn't understand what they were saying. But it seemed to be very heated.
Eu vou guardar sua cara, pai. Eu vou ficar aqui até você sair. Beleza? Você tá fudido, você não conhece, pai.
O que você vai fazer com ele?
Eu vou matar ele. Meu pai, não foi. Beleza. Vou ficar aqui na fã esperando meu pai chegar.
Pegue seu pai, vai tomar no cu, você vai fazer juiz, promotor.
Promotor, juiz, que se foda.
Two of the other girls were not at that particular time. They were not there. I think maybe they still were upstairs. He was alone with this girl and they were just arguing, and he was getting very heated. And the security guards told him to stop arguing with her. He was being very aggressive.
Que se foda. O que seu pai é?
So he turned his attention towards the security guards and he started cursing them out. So you have this little white guy and then this huge security guard, you know, and he's just like cursing them out and challenging them. And my friend told me he talked like, you know, he had connection in the police, so he almost was egging them on. He wanted them to hit him so that he can basically call his dad, and his dad can come and like either close the club or whatever.
Me bate! Sim, me bate! Você não conhece ou não?
There was alcohol.
What do you mean? Ô, negão! Meu filho, vem embora! Você não conhece não? Ô, negão, bate! Me informa, vai! Você é homem ou não?
He's just relying on his dad.
Porra! Você é tudo! Me
So me as a YouTuber, you know, people are arguing. I have my camera in my hand. Actually, I didn't have my camera. I have my cell phone. I have my cell phone in my hand, and I'm just like filming. Like I'm just like, yo, this is good stuff, right?
Piranha, cachorra! Me põe então! Põe a mão em mim, cachorra! Piranha!
He's just relying his dad, man. He's nothing.
Você é um bosta, velho! Os caras estão trabalhando, você é um frouxo! Seu pai é um frouxo, igual você! Desgraçado! Vai tomar no seu cu!
Cadê o negão? O negão!
Chega, pronto, acabou!
And I'm filming this guy just going at it. He's going at it. He's cursing. He's yelling at them. The security is like, calm down. He keeps saying. And he's alone against these big guys. I was impressed by that.
Ô, Júlio, tira a mão. Aqui, ó. O negão bateu em mim sem porquê. Porque o cara tirou a mão.
O que você falou? Você passou no cara, mano. Você passou no cara.
Não passei.
Você passou no cara, você nem te pegar. Nem te pegar.
I was just getting all the content I could. I was so happy. I was like, whoa, you know, it was just gonna be a night video, a nightlife video, but this is something different. He's giving me the juice. Let's go fight them. You know, I was actually hoping things escalate.
Eu não quero brigar, eu quero se enrolar com ele.
Ele tá perdendo o direito de se ele entrar vai ser.
Yes, I love this.
You see, those guys.
So as this whole commotion is going on, people trying to break the fight or prevent the arguments from continuing, I got a little bit close, you know, and somebody came from behind me and basically just took my phone. So at this point, my heart is racing. It's late at night. My phone is taken from me. I could see the guy run away and I started chasing him. I didn't even think. It was more like you know, fight or flight. It was like a reaction, instant reaction. Like, yo, you can't let this guy take your phone. No matter what happens, you gotta go after him. He was like very well dressed, and within a few seconds, I realized that he was one of the security guards. So my friend Paolo sees all this commotion and joins me in the chase. And this guy is basically turning around in circles with my phone, and then he runs inside the building and closes the door. So at this point, I'm just like, what the F are you doing? Open the freaking door, get my freaking phone back. I'm like really pissed. And you can imagine I'm yelling at this guy in English. And he's like, you know, yelling back at me in Portuguese. So like, we don't understand each other. I don't know what he's saying. He doesn't know what I'm saying. I'm just like, give me my phone back. I didn't do anything. Give my freaking phone back. So Paolo is standing there and he's like, give me his phone, dude. Telling him that in Portuguese. So as we're telling him this, he basically takes my phone and I could tell he was like deleting, you know, footage of my phone. And I'm thinking, wow, you know, this guy, who gives him the right to do that? Why is he deleting things off my phone? You know, and he was taking his time. And then more security came and they were just like, what's going on? And I'm pissed and I'm like, why is he taking my phone? Why is he doing this? Why is he doing that? And then Paolo basically explained to the other security guards that the man took my phone from me and he's deleting files on my phone for no reason. So they opened the door and they asked him what's going on. And basically what he told them was, they believe that I'm a friend of the guy who's creating the mess outside, creating all that commotion, that I'm actually his friend. And we basically want to record the nightclub in order to use that to have the club shut down. Guys, I've never been to Belo Horizonte. It's my first time here. I have no idea what's going on and what he's talking about. They saw me with him upstairs when we're drinking and partying, and they assumed that because he was cursing at them, and I literally was standing there filming, that we were working together in order to show either how aggressive they were or just to basically use the footage for some bad reasons in order to put the club in trouble. So what he did, he saw me recording, he came behind me and basically took my phone and he was deleting all the files that he thought I could use against the club for whatever reason. I was so furious because I have nothing to do with this guy. I don't even know who he is. You know what I mean? I have no idea. How can he assume something like that and then take my phone from me? You know, I was very angry. But long story short, eventually, after deleting all the files he wanted, so I'm sorry guys, some of the footage obviously I don't have, I can't show you because he deleted. He gave me the phone back, you know, and I was checking and he just left a few files. He even deleted some of the nightclub scenes. Anything that he judged was bad footage, he deleted from my phone. So the good thing out of this situation is that I got my phone back. The bad thing is I lost footage for no reason. I wasn't going to use, my videos are not made to make anybody look bad. Quite the contrary, I was just trying to show the nightclub. Of course, a little bit of spice, like an argument outside the nightclub, you know, who cares, right? But, you know, they just didn't want the footage out because even the head of security that we were talking to outside about him taking my phone from me basically said, don't worry, they're gonna give you the phone back. So it is what it is. I got my phone back. But you know, this video is basically, you know, showing you what I have left on it because they did delete everything else that I had, you know. Guys, that's basically my terrible evening in Belo Horizonte. I thought that my phone was gonna be gone, you know, and it's not something I recommend, you know, because Paolo told me one of his friends actually chased someone who had his phone taken like that, and you know, they ended up like beating him to death, you know. So it's just not a good idea being in a foreign country, having your phone taken from you. You feel like you should go ahead and fight, but I didn't even think, you know. I was just like, it was just like a reflex, you know, to just like go after the guy. But it's not something I recommend, you know, especially by yourself. I'm lucky I was with my friend, so he saw what happened and he was following and came to help me to my rescue. And really, good friends are hard to find, man. This guy Paolo, man, the way he was yelling at this guy, just ready to fight for me, you know, it's something I will never forget, you know. So when you travel with people, always make sure that you have people who have your back and people that you are comfortable having their backs as well, you know what I'm saying? Because there are people that we call friends, but you may not necessarily feel comfortable traveling with them. So Paolo has been around with me. We've gone in several cities in Brazil together, and I'm really thankful for his friendship. So it's a guy that I really recommend. If you guys are visiting Brazil, you're in Rio de Janeiro in particular, if you want to have a guide, someone that can show you around the city, at the same time provide security if you're uncomfortable, let me know, guys. I will not put his information on the description, but just hit me up on my email, you know, ivaintures@gmail.com, and I will give you his information and you can talk to him, you know, and you guys can figure something out. Especially if it's your first time in Brazil, you may need somebody there with you in order to, you know, ride around and show you what's going on and tell you the places to avoid. We actually went to the favela together and he was able to guide me with my friend Amanda, you know, and take me to different corners and areas that all by myself I would not have been comfortable going into. So it's always good to have someone that you can count on and someone you can trust. So basically, guys, that was my nightmare in Belo Horizonte. I got robbed, but I was able to recover my phone. So, you know, this is what it is. If you have any other questions regarding the nightlife in Belo Horizonte, my time here is super short. So this is it for Belo Horizonte. I have no more footage, no more content to post for YouTube from Belo Horizonte. I'm actually gonna fly back to Sao Paulo, where I'm gonna meet with Backpack Mo, and we're gonna basically continue our journey there. So I will bring you whatever footage we have before I fly back home, because I have to get back to work and then I have, you know, some other plans for YouTube. So stay tuned. If it's your first time on the channel, guys, welcome to Ivaintures. I travel around the world and bring you content from my experiences. If you haven't already done so, please kindly subscribe. And to all my loyal followers, guys, thank you so much for your support. I wouldn't be where I am with my channel if it wasn't for you guys. So thank you so much for it. Kindly hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't, and guys, I will see you on the next video.
Oh!
It's way past time, it's way past time. You just spit it out before you get it, baby. Baby, I'll show you. Honey, I'll show you.
Vamos, nós dois.